Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and let me get this cord out of the way here. Ooh. All right, tell me how many of you have little stacks of little, what I call giblets paper like this. Just little pieces that you don't want to throw away, but you don't exactly know what to do with them either. There's quite a few things that you can do with these. I've actually made cards with pieces like this before, many years ago, but I wanted to make something that I can use in my junk journals, so we're making these strips. Now, I have not sewn this one yet. I'll probably stitch down the center of it with maybe a zigzag stitch a couple of times. And then what you can do, once you do that, I'll just go ahead and cut a piece off. Let's just say I wanted to put a piece like this on my journal. And let me grab my journal. Where is my journal? Okay, we'll just use this journal because I don't know where I buried my other journal. This is just a junk journal that I made last year. If you wanted to put maybe a little tab right there, or you could even fold it around and make a little tab like that, you could. Or you could put it on the edge of a page just as a little flip or a little tab that way. You could also just lay it down on your page, cut a longer strip and lay it down for a pocket. Lots and lots of different things that you can do with these. Now, I am making mine on top of my score tape. This is a 1-inch score tape. And what I do is I just roll it out. You know, both sides of your score tape are sticky. I roll it out and I leave this back side on there. I don't take that off. And then if I decided I wanted to stick it, let's say right there, all I would do is take that side off, and then I'm ready to just stick it down. And there's my little tab that I can flip back and forth. And if it's a little piece like this that's not glued down well, because my score tape is just 1 inch wide, and some of these I have run wider than 1 inch. So we'll put it like that. So that is how we'll use some of these. And then some of them we may use on the front of pockets, and maybe use some of these as pockets. Now, I've got this one. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, and then we'll just start another one. It's just like making those paper strips, only we're just using score tape to do it with, and it makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to glue everything down. Now, if you don't stitch, then all you need to do is make sure everything is glued down well. If you want some of your pieces inked, some of them not inked, or all of them inked, that's up to you. I inked a few of the ones that I came back and put on the top, but I didn't ink all of them. And see, I could cut that piece right there, and that would be a nice little pocket or a tuck on the side. So that's what we're going to make, some of those. Now, I've got this one made. It's just a little short one that I had. So I just take my score tape and I pull it out just at a length there. It doesn't have to be a particular length. And then I just start laying my pieces down, and I just alternate back and forth. I may put down some brown paper. I may put down pink paper. If you want everything to match, then you can do all your browns in one pile, all your pinks in another pile. That way, as long as I'm using kind of neutral colors, I don't mind. It doesn't have to be a particular to me. So let's see, I think I want to come back on the top with that one. So I'm going to get a piece of Edith Holden book page here. No, that's not Edith Holden. That is a piece of our fall paper, and I think I'm just going to turn it over this way. I do have a piece of Edith Holden book page in there somewhere. Let's see. There's a good piece right there, and you can cut it. This is just torn with that deco ruler. You can do that, or you can just lay them straight down. Now, I'm lapping over just a little bit. I'm not putting them, you know, right to the edge of the other one. I'm kind of lapping them over and making sure that they cover up all of the little raw edges of the tape. If it comes over the other one like that and you don't have the glue there, you can just stick a little glue under it, or when I stitch, I'll stitch all of that down. I'll make sure all of that is stitched down. So this one I'm going to actually put a few more pieces on there that's not exactly just, I'm going to put a few color pieces is what I want to say. I'm trying to concentrate and I, you know, don't give this a lot of thought, because once you cut these up, it's just like collaging it and then cutting everything up for your tags. Once you cut these up, it's not like you're going to use this whole strip on something. You're going to cut sections out of it and use that. So just put them down and then worry about what it's going to look like later when you start pulling sections off of it. Let's see, there's a piece of Edith Holden book page. Some of them I tear, some of them I cut. If it's too jagged like that, I'll cut the end of it off, but I don't worry too much about it. Okay, I need a piece of something right there. So I'll probably just use that. That looks pretty good. Now, you see I'm not gluing these ends because I'm going to come back and stitch that. But if you're not going to stitch, then just make sure you glue everything down well. I'm going to put that right there, but I'm going to make sure that little white tip is cut off there. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue to it right in the middle. Just because I'm putting it on a section that, well, that's not going to cover that whole section, so I'm going to need another piece. Let's just put that piece down there. That looks pretty good. These are just some scraps that I have cut off when I've made journals and when I have tore, you know, pieces for little tags and things. Just scrap pieces is all it is. Some of them are really thin, some of them are really thick. I'm just going to use them all. And let's see, I think I want to come back in right there and put one of those down. And then I like to come back, you know, you have those little strips of book pages. I like to come back with some of the book pages or music pages and just ink those. And then glue those right on the top, maybe in the middle somewhere. I just think it makes it look good. See that? So let's see, let's do another one. Put another one somewhere. Let's just put another one right here. No, that's too close to that one. Let's put another one down here. Okay, there we go. And I want to put something right there. I feel like it needs a little bit of something. I've got this little piece. I loved that. This was on a card that someone sent me. It was on the envelope, and I used some of the butterfly, and then I just cut the rest of this up to use in my scraps here. I like that. Okay. And then I just continue to roll this out and make it as long as I want. But you can do it any way that you want. This is another piece of that envelope. I think it's so pretty. Let's see where I want it. There, maybe? There. Oh, I like it there. See, I'm thinking about this one a little bit too much. You do not have to do that. Just put it down. Okay, there's a piece that's pretty. Let's put a piece of that there. Whoops. See, I slid that one down a little bit too far, so all I'm going to do is come back in with a little piece right there to cover that up. I have seen a lot of people make the fabric rolls like this when you have the little scraps of fabric. And I've made some other rolls like this, but never on my score tape like this. I think I like this better, then I don't have to worry about it coming apart. I don't have to worry about gluing every single piece. Let's see, I need something right here because it is glued down on the back side. I think I'll bring in a little bit of this pink. I've got that pink there. And then you can also do the ruffles out of this too. I do a lot of the ruffles. I'll show you some in just a second. I covered up part of my book page there, but that's no problem because I've got plenty. Here's some of the ruffles that we made. These are the ones that we made. They're no-sew ruffles. I just used glue here and a little thin strip of ribbon. And then this one, I used glue to put that down, and then a little strip of baker's twine. There you go. So you can do the sew or no sew. I was just showing how to make, you can make those not sewing if you wanted to. So let's bring back in just a little piece of book page there. And if you have a variety of material in the different areas, then when you cut it, to me, it looks a lot better. You get a little bit of everything. So I don't make my strips very long. The strips, you know, I don't use like a piece this long. I usually try to cut the pieces down a little bit. Like that one, I wouldn't use that whole thing unless I come back and put something on top of it. But I would put it down like this. And then I would come back on this side and put something else. Now these pieces right here are quite bright, so I'll probably use those on one that I do a lot of color on. These few pieces here that I had. Let's see. Let's use a little bit more of this right here. And we can come back. No, we got a piece of that there. I could come back in with a piece of vellum. That would be cute. And this is just a little tiny scrap of vellum, and I just could not throw it away. So I stuck it in my little, I have a little file that I stick these little pieces in. So I knew I would use it somewhere. Okay, there we go. And then you can always come back and put other things on here. Like if you wanted a focal point or something, you could come back and do that on these. I just like to get all these little pieces down first and then come back and do whatever I might need to after that. Score tape is the way to go when you're doing something like this. To me, it just makes it so much easier. And you can stitch through this score tape. It doesn't hurt your needle at all. I have stitched through it plenty of times. That's pretty, isn't it? That's one of the dyed papers that I think one of you guys sent me. And that one, I'll probably use that one. I like that pretty good, and it kind of matches up with that and some of that other. So I'm going to put this on the top. And I'm going to ink a little bit on it because it's got just a little bit of white on the sides. And this probably won't be a very long video. I know you're shocked because it really doesn't have to be. Once you see how this is done, I mean, what else can I tell you? Just go grab your scraps and start putting things together. I'm even going to use this little piece of bag. This is one of those paper bags. It's a little piece of that paper bag. I think that'll be pretty on there. And that's a little scrap piece of something that I had written on the back of. We'll use that. And let's dig down here and get something blue. And I think I want to put another piece of the green maybe on here. Let's see. Yeah, that looks okay. Put that there. And then and see, even these little pieces like this, no wider than that is, if you give it a little bit of ink on the side, and this was torn with that little decal edge ruler, then you can put it right down the middle and it looks good. It makes it look really good. So where shall I put it? I think it'll look better here. Just run it down through there like that. I hope you can see that. See? I like that. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if I'll introduce this or not. I may save that for the brighter colors over here. This is pretty. This is a piece of envelope that one of you guys had sent me something in, and I cut the envelope up. I don't throw anything away, my husband. Just ask him. He'll tell you. She doesn't throw anything away. Okay, let's see. I think I want to come back and put some book page or something right here. Maybe right there. Yeah, right there. And that just kind of covers up some of those little end pieces that you might have sticking up, or, you know, if you didn't get it glued well, or if you want a little extra something on there, just add a little piece of book page. So don't throw those little tiny pieces away that you have, that you think there's nothing in the world that could be done with those. You can do something with them. I think I have a video a few months ago where I did something like this, and I really enjoyed it. It was relaxing to me, plus, you know, a lot of you guys did one, and so I got to see what you did, and it gave me some ideas of what I wanted to do on the next one. So that's what we do here, is we share ideas. Okay, I'm trying to decide what I want to. I think I'll put a little piece of this blue. Do I have blue on here? Yeah. Then, let's see. This is one of those pieces that I colored with my metallic watercolors. I love that. To me, it makes it so pretty. Shiny, and it doesn't come off the glitter. So I love my pages that are colored like that. Oh, I want to show you some things that I did in my little journal last night too, my January journal. I worked on it a little bit. I didn't work on it a lot because I was pretty tired when I finished working out here. But I did work on it some, and I enjoyed it. I haven't done any writing in it yet. I am going to have to break down and do some writing. And I don't do, my daughter is the one, Melina is the one that writes. I'm not a big writer. Number one, the main reason that I don't write a lot is because I have problems spelling. I don't know if you know that about me or not. But, I mean, I did good in school when it comes to spelling and all that kind of thing. But we didn't have the spelling and things that you guys have in school now, or that the youth have in school now. We had a different kind of spelling way back then, and so you kind of sounded out your words, and that's how you spell them. Well, when I sound out words and I spell it the way it sounds to me, it's not right. So I have a little bit of trouble spelling my words. So when I start writing and I get into I want to put larger words in there, I have a little bit of problem with it. So, and that's just one of my hang-ups. You know, I do great in math and all of that, history and English and everything like that. But when it comes to spelling words, I have a little bit of a problem. I'm just not a speller. Good thing computers have spell check. And then I still let Melina check a lot of the things that I write, because I'm always afraid that spell check will think that, yeah, that's the word she wanted to use, when it really wasn't. Okay, let's put a little piece there, and I'm going to ink that little piece. I just think that a little bit of ink here and there makes it pop a little bit more. Okay, we've got this one pretty long. When it reaches the floor, I'll stop. It's almost to the floor down there. And then I'll do a little stitching on it. And then you guys can go and you drag out some of those scraps that you've got that look like this. Because I know you've got them. We all do. And you can start putting them together. Oh, I should have inked that first. Oops. I'm going to glue that down there. And make these little pieces of ephemera that are very, very sweet to put in your journals. You might think that it doesn't look like much now, but when you cut them up and put them in your journals, they're going to look really cute. Okay. Let's go on down a little bit more. All right, did I put pink? Yep, I put pink in there, so I'm going to put another, and I am going to use that piece in its full length because I can come back and put something on top of it. And then I will use this piece over here. Look at this, how quick we're using up these few scraps. No, I don't want to put that one beside that one. Okay, here we go. Put a brown one right there. And then I want to put this music. This is a piece of tissue paper that has music notes on it. This was Tim Holtz tissue paper. And I just had a little scrap of it left. Now I do get ink all over my fingers, but that doesn't bother me. It'll wash off. I like that. Cute. Okay, I think I feel like I need something right there. So let's see what we might need there. Oh, let's just put that piece that has the little paper clip on it there. I can always use those little pieces somewhere else. That's cute. This, I think, was off of an envelope as well. I can't remember where I got it, but I just thought the envelope was pretty because it had a paper clip like that on it. Okay. We are going to town, and I think, oh, it's already reached the floor. I'm just going to put these next few little pieces on here, and then we'll stop. Whoops. Keep your washi from flipping over on you. There we go. And let's go ahead and put a piece of book page in here. I could just keep going on this forever. And if you have some strips that are a little bit wider than this, and you're not going to use them for anything else, don't throw them away. Just cut them down. Like if you have some, let's just say, here's one. If you have a scrap like this, and you might cut this off and make a pocket out of it. But this, what can you do with that? Just cut some strips out of it and use it. And some of this is regular scrapbook paper, and some of it is just thin printer paper. Let's see. Let's put that there. Okay, let's bring this one here. And then another piece of music page. And like I said, when you cut these, you can always come back and use a focal point on the top of it if you want to. If that's something that you want to do. And I don't worry if they're right side up, upside down. I'll use them in different ways anyway. Okay, I think that might be all that we do. I know you guys know how to do it by now, and this video would get very boring if I just continue to go on, which I could. But I think I'm going to stop there. I'm going to put a little piece right here that will end that off, and then we'll cut that. Okay. Now, we'll go down through here and... Now see, I'll add a few more pieces to this. Like I'll add maybe some more music page there. Maybe a piece that's got some writing on it like that. I'll add more pieces to this probably as well. I may even add some when I stitch. But we'll just roll this back down through here and show you how much we got. Just in that short length of time. It goes on and on. Look at that. We have all of that. Now all of that is ready. I'm going to stitch this really quick, and then I'll come back and just show you what it looks like stitched. And like I said, you do not have to stitch. This is just something that I like to do. I like the look of it. But if you don't want to stitch, that's strictly up to you. Don't stitch. Look at my dirty hands. Okay, I'm going to put that piece right there, and then I'm going to go to my sewing machine, and I'll be right back. Okay, I didn't stitch the longest one because I do have a little bit of glue on there that I'm going to wait till it dries. But I did stitch the 2 shorter ones. And I just did a little zigzag stitch, and this is some brown thread down through there. So we have that one, and then I stitched this one, just some brown thread. So then when this one dries really good, I'll come back and stitch it, but I've got glue on these parts, and I'm going to wait for those to dry before I put it in my sewing machine. Now, I will tell you a little secret. If you are using score tape like I'm using, this back on the score tape, the backing is slick, so your sewing machine might want to stall on it a little bit. Mine tries to, but if you will just hold the back, hold the front, and just kind of feed it in. Don't pull hard, but just kind of feed it and pull a little bit at a time. Then it won't stall. Because, you know, this is not, your sewing machine's not used to pulling anything slick like this. So that's just a little tip on it. But grab all of those pieces of scrap that you have like this. See, I have enough to make probably another long roll, and I'm going to do that too. And then use some of these up. So let's grab, this is my journal, my January journal. And I still want to put January right here in some big bold letters. I haven't done that yet. This is a tag from Susan. Her Etsy store is Hello Susan. I like to say it, oh Susan. It's not oh, it's hello. I do know an oh Susan. Anyway. And it fell out of the card that she made, and I just stuck it in there, and I thought it was really pretty. I haven't made my little tuck for that yet, my tag, but this is done. This is that page that we put the napkin on. You see, I've got an edge that's curling a little bit, but once I roll that down a little bit, it's fine. See, it's straightened back out. I just used another piece of the music page that had the napkin on there, the larger napkin, and I put a little side tuck there. This is just a little tag that I cut out of the paper collection, and I'm putting that right there so I can journal on the inside of that. And then this is another little short page, and what I'm going to do is this is going to be like one full day that I may want to journal about, and then this will be one full day. So on this one, I just put one of those little pockets that we give you templates for, and then just a little tag in there, and I'll journal on the tag and on the page here. I made sure that this was light enough that I could journal on that. On this side, I just used a piece of the scrap paper and just kind of tore it around and inked it. Put that there for a side tuck, and then I just have another little piece here that I've got for a little notebook in there, and I will journal in that. Here I just put some scraps that I had. I can journal here, all around through here, and then I'll put a word or something probably right there. And this would be really good for one of these tags. Let's see if we have one that right on the end that I might could cut and use there. Wasn't really going to use the blue, but let's see what we got on this end. I really didn't want to use that either because that's that color paper. So let's see. Let's just cut off this little piece right here. Since I don't have that other stitched yet, we're just going to cut that off. I'm going to cut those strings off of it. And then I can put that down just like that, and that will be a little tag. Or I can just take my scissors and just kind of round these edges a little bit and put that down right there, and there's a little tag on that. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. Now I'm just going to go ahead and glue on top of the washi and everything, and we'll put that down right there. And I didn't back stitch right there. You can see that stitch is coming out, but that doesn't bother me. That's just that much more character your little journal gets when something like that happens. Because, you know, if they're antique journals or older journals, they have this, you know, if they have stitching in them, the stitching's going to be kind of out. Some of it's going to be out. There's going to be skip stitches and all of that. So there's our tag. Then this page, this was an envelope that one of you guys had sent me. As a matter of fact, one of the pieces on here is the other part of that envelope, and I just tore that out and put that on there because I thought that was so pretty. And then I'll journal here, and I just put a little scrap piece there. Here I put a little piece of ephemera that we had in our stash. I can't remember if I had that in one of my digital files or if I got that from somebody else. This is just something that's in one of our freebies there. This is one of our words that I put up there. That's just a lady in green. I think that's so pretty. And then here I put a little side tuck pocket and a little postcard, vintage postcard that's printed off, and it says, let's see if I can see the year. It's either 03. I think it's 03, but put that there. Little piece of music page there because I felt like that was a little bit too naked. It needed something. And here I've just got, I haven't decided how I want to put this down yet. I've just got a little envelope that I haven't glued together, and I just have it clipped right here with a little fancy paper clip. I call this fancy. I can't remember where I got these. I've had them for a while. Well, I can't get it back on now. My hands have got so much glue on them. Hold on. We're going to put it back. You're going to go back. Well, maybe not. Okay, we'll put that back later. On this side, I have got one of our cascading flip pockets that we did yesterday on the video. It's got a tag here that I can journal on the back of. You flip it up, I can journal here. Here's another tag I can journal on. And then there's another tag I can journal on. So that's how they go. So I just glued that down there. That's how they go in your journal. Now, I'm going to journal here too. And if you wanted to journal something that you didn't want everybody to look at, if your journal was just laying on your desk, you can journal underneath and then just keep that flipped down like that. But then I just tore this out of one of the envelopes. I think one of you guys had sent me. And then this is just a piece of vintage ephemera. So I put that there, and then here I just put, let's see, this was actually off of an envelope that one of you guys sent me. I'm telling you, I use every piece of everything that you send me. If it comes in an envelope or a box or whatever, I use it. So that's the envelope. I cut that part out, and then this was the other end of it, and I'm using that for a tag to go in there. Isn't that pretty? So I thought that was really cute. And then this is just a piece of vintage ephemera that's in one of our digital files. And then this, I haven't done this yet, but this is the side that we put the napkin on. Isn't that pretty? And I'm probably not going to do a lot to that. I'm not going to cover a lot of that up. I may just do a little corner tuck up here and just tuck a little tag or something in that top part right there. But I'm not going to cover any of this up because I love that. But I want to put just a little something that I can do a little tiny bit of journaling on, which I can journal around through here. And then that's as far as I've got. I haven't got to the next page, which would be, if I do it day by day, which I may not, I may just do when I feel like it, who knows. Then this would be like day 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5. So this would be 6. This would be today. But I think it's neat. I love the way it's turning out. I like making them. Even if I don't do a lot of journaling in them, even if I put just a few words or a few pictures, it's something that I can look back on years from now and realize that, wow, I did that on that day, or like on the first, way over here, I'll tell you. On this day, I'll have to put that I was sick that whole day because I had a migraine that whole day. I was totally sick. I did not do anything except take my medicine and lay in my recliner with a wet towel over my eyes. So that was that day. So I'm going to document that. But I think they're neat. They're fun to do, and I enjoy it. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put another one of these on here. I'm going to put one right here. I think I'm going to put it right that. Yes. And I think on this one, I'm going to cut the edges just in like a little tag cut. You don't even have to cut the edges. You can leave it square. I'm just doing that. So let's put that one down there. There we go. And I need to make a little writing board for this because I haven't made one of those yet. So when I start doing a little writing in it, I'll need a little writing board because I have some pieces that are a little bit bumpy and I'll need something to lay under those. You know, we did one last year in one of our journals. So that is that. Now, I was going to show you how you could use one of these pieces as a pocket or a tuck. If you wanted to put this piece down here, you could cut that right there. And then there would be a little pocket at the bottom. Or you could run it down the side and let that be a little tuck. Or you could run it down here and let it be a belly band. So there's a lot of different ways that you could do that. But I think I'm going to put that one right there at the bottom. And let that be a pocket. And I can cut it right there. And I'm going to trim that end off just a little bit. Okay, and this right here, when I tore it, I didn't get it exactly even, which you don't have to have them straight, but when I start to put it down like this, I want the edge pretty even. So I'm going to put that down there, but I'm going to put a little ink on it that makes it look a little bit more finished and a little bit more vintage, which I like. And then we're just going to glue down through here, across the bottom, and right down through there. And my sewing machine messed up right there, and I didn't notice it, but it's on the back side, so who cares? There we go. Put that right there. Okay. So now that is a little tuck. Where's a piece? There's a little tag. There's a little tuck right there for a tag. And I may just back that and let that tag go in there. That looks pretty good there. Alright, so that is a lot of ways that you can use your strips. And you can call these paper strips, whatever you want to. I think some people call them paper strips. The other ones that I did, I can't remember if I put a backing on them or not. But I just thought I had a lot of this 1-inch score tape. And I don't know, I may have called this washi tape before. But I had quite a bit of this 1-inch score tape. And I thought that would be perfect to lay down there and just use that for a backing, and I don't have to do so much gluing. So that's what we did. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.